All right, we're going to graph this piecewise function here. I got f of x. It's equal to negative 2x plus 1 when x is less than or equal to 2, and then 5x minus 4 when x is greater than 2. Then we want to know if it's a function, and we want to find these values. So the first thing I'm going to do is graph it. And in order to do that, I'm going to look at this transition point. You can see that transition point right there is at x equals 2. So just like I showed in the last video, I'm come and put a little tick right there to indicate, all right, that's the x value for which it transitions. And then I'm going to look at that one, which is 2x plus 1. And notice that is when x, when x is less than or equal to 2. So I'm going to take my blue and draw it right here. And that's just so I can keep track of it. And then I'm going to take red, 5x minus 4. And that is, that is when x is greater than 2. So that's going to be this side of it. So I'm going to draw a little line like this. Now I'm going to draw both of them. So I'm going to do the blue first. It is a slope of negative 2 and then a y-intercept of 1. So I'm going to draw the y-intercept of 1. And then I'm going to go down over 1. My m is 2. So this is, negative 2. So it's going to go down 2 over 1. So I'm going to go down 2. Let me do this one. Down 2 over 1. Put a dot. Down 2 over 1. And then notice there I'm at the transition point. See, it says less than or equal to, so I'm going to include that. So I'm going to go down 2 over 1, boom. Down 2 over 1, boom. And then I'm going to go backwards with that same pattern. So I'm going to draw like that, all the way out. And now we're going to go ahead and do the red part. So that is 5x minus 4. I've got a slope of 5 and a y-intercept of negative 4. So I'm going to start and I'm going to put a little dot all the way down. Oops, that was not at the right spot. At negative 4, that's the y-intercept. But remember, we don't start this until we get to x equals 2. So what I need to do is sort of sketch or imagine what the graph of this thing would look like until I get to, bam, this transition point right here. And then I'm going to start drawing it. So I'm going to try to draw it lightly or sketch it in, and then I'll fill over top with black what the final graph would be. So with a slope of 5, I'm going to go over 1, up 5 units. That's going to put me to here. So I'll put a little dot there, and then it would be a line that would go through there like this, but I'm not going to draw it because I'm not past that transition point. And then I'm going to go over 1, up 5 more. That puts me right here. So there I'm going to put an actual open circle because of this less than sign right here. It's not a less than or equal to. Greater than. It's not a greater than or equal to. And then from there, it keeps going. Just follows that same pattern. So you can just draw a little piece that goes up like that. If we were to do a dotted line like this, then that graph would keep going like that. But we don't include that dotted line piece because we only want to do that red graph when we're greater than or equal, when we're greater than 2 on our x's. So here and greater than, right? And then less than 2, we follow the blue. So the overall graph at the end is going to be this. Down to here, we're going to get a closed circle, get an arrow that opens up. Then we're going to get this open circle, and it's going to go like that. So your final answer, that graph, should be this black graph right here. So is it a function? Answer is yes. It passes the vertical line test. There are no 2 y's assigned to any x. For example, if this was a solid closed spot right here, then I would have 2 spots there at that x equals 2. But since it's open, we're good. All right, so f of negative 4, we're going to go ahead and find that. F of negative 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like it's up here, but honestly, I'm just going to use this to get that because I think it's a little bit easier. So we get negative 2 times negative 4 plus 1 gives me a positive 8 plus 1 is 9. And then the next one is f of 8. So that's definitely off the graph. It's like way, way up that way, because 8 would be all the way over here somewhere. So I'm going to plug it into this one. So I get 5 times 8 minus 4. 5 times 8 is 40. Take 4 away, we get 36. And then f of 2, well, that was one that I actually would like to use the graph for. Remember, 2 is my transition point, so I'm going to take this graph right here, the one that came from that blue piece, so I get negative 3 right there. And hopefully that helps you, and you're starting to feel more confident with this stuff.